Hi, welcome to today's video. My name is Paul. So this week I'm doing some charcoal and soft pastel landscape painting. Two paintings, and we'll see both of them at the end of the video. Both the finished drawings, paintings. But as usual, that's not the main topic of the video. It's something to watch in the background. I'm recording this video in July 2023. July is kind of an anniversary for me. It was 4 years ago, July 2019, that I quit my job, my last job, and decided I was going to be a professional artist. So this video I wanted just briefly, because it's only about a 12-minute video. I can't cover everything in 4 years, but briefly a few points about being a professional artist. What's it like? What are the good things and bad things? Because, I'm not being negative, but there are bad things. You'll get some hype on YouTube and blog posts about, it would be wonderful to be a full-time artist. It's all just sunshine and lollipops every morning. It's fantastic. In my experience, life is more nuanced than that. Very few things that are purely good or purely bad. There's often a mix of both. So there's a little bit of good and there's a little bit of bad in most things in life, I think. And by bad, I mean, for example, difficult challenges. And certainly if you want to become a full-time artist, there will be challenges. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the successes and some of the failures that I've had. I'm not doing this to be prideful or egotistical. It's just I have had some little successes and also some failures. First success, this YouTube channel. I think this is something of a success. I've made it over the 1,000 subscriber mark. 1,000 subscribers is kind of a milestone or a landmark within the world of YouTube. It's a magic number kind of thing. If you make it above 1,000, YouTube itself kind of takes you a little bit more seriously. They will open up a few little things that they don't open up to people with less than 1,000 subscribers. So I'll say it's a bit of a magic number, a bit of a milestone in a YouTube journey. During that journey, and it's been 3 years since I started this channel, there have been times when I felt like giving up. There were certainly times when I thought I would never make it to 1,000 subscribers. I think it was not last Christmas, but the December before that, so December 2021, I guess. Not only was the subscriber number sort of stagnating and had been for a while, it was actually going down. Not dramatically, but slowly going down. At that point, I was thinking, if not give up YouTube, maybe change. Maybe this channel just isn't working. It isn't right. Maybe I'm not the right person for this channel. Who knows? But I was seriously thinking about quitting at that time. The reason I didn't was the YouTube channel is part of the whole journey, the whole adventure of trying to become a professional artist. It's not just something on the side. It's quite central in my mind anyway to becoming an artist, because it's an important way of sharing the art that I'm trying to make with different people around the world. And sharing art is, to me, that's one of the key things about being an artist, is you have to share your art with the world. If you just lock it up in a drawer somewhere, you're making art, but you're not really being an artist. An artist is, you're putting it out there. You're sharing with the world. So anyway, I stuck with the YouTube channel because it was core to the whole adventure, the whole journey. And also, I just refused to give up. Some people can keep going because they're very positive, or maybe they're very goal-oriented. There's many reasons why you can succeed. In my case, it's maybe just because I'm so stubborn. I just refuse to give up. Even when the whole world is screaming at me, just give up, it'd be easier. I just refuse to. And there's a little bit of a lesson in that. If you want to become a full-time artist, you are going to face challenges. What is it within your personality that you can sort of pull out and use to help you with overcoming those difficult situations? And they will exist. There will be difficulties, trust me. Even the people on YouTube or Instagram who kind of give the impression that it's all amazing, it's all wonderful, it's all sunshine and lollipops. It's not. Trust me, they have difficulties as well. Financial difficulties is one of the most common, but another one is sort of artistic block, creative block. People just sort of run out of ideas, or people getting to a point where they don't like their art anymore and they don't think they're very good. That can happen as well, and it can happen after many years. It doesn't just happen at the beginning. But anyway, there will be difficulties, and you need something in your personality that you can rely on, you can use to get you through those difficulties. As I say, in my case, it's just stubbornness. Some of the other things I've done, I have a website with a blog. I don't give it as much love and attention as I should. One of my goals after recording this video today is to write a blog post. And last night at about 11 p.m. or so, I was trying to write down some ideas for about 8 to 10 blog ideas, so that I have something for each week over the next couple of months. So that comes on to, what does an artist, a full-time artist, do every day? And you might think, well, they make art, they draw and paint. And yes, of course, that's one of the main things you're trying to do. But it is not the only thing. There's lots of other things you have to do. Writing blog posts, making YouTube videos, there's lots of things. There's also the not so exciting parts of being an artist, because being an artist is running a business. You're trying to establish a business, and as such you have accounts. You have to keep accounts, records of what you're spending and what money's coming in. You have to do taxes, all of those not so exciting things, but essential things. So that's all part of being an artist. That's sort of things that you're doing every day. It's not just, the point I'm trying to make is it's not just drawing and painting or making art every day. There's other things in there. Other things I do, social media, may not seem much, but when I got started this 4 years ago, as an old man, or at least middle-aged man, I didn't do any social media. I wasn't interested. It was something that young people did, and some more women, I thought, maybe do it. But middle-aged men, in the sort of world that I lived in, didn't really do social media. I didn't see any point in it. It was only when I started the whole art journey that I realized the potential, as I say, for sharing your art with the world, marketing yourself. So this is another aspect of being an artist that maybe isn't immediately obvious. It is, as I say, a business, and like any business, you have to market your business. You have to make the world aware that it exists. There are thousands, probably millions of what are called emerging artists, all of them screaming, look at me, look at me, look at my art. And this cacophony of voices, you're just one little voice in that huge din, that huge amount of noise. You just get lost. So you have to figure out how to market yourself and how to make the world aware that you exist. It's something that I struggle with and something I'm still trying to learn about, but it is an essential part of being a professional artist. If you're just making art for yourself, it's just a hobby, of course you don't need to worry about those things. But if you're trying to make any sort of living and earn any money from art, to start an art business, yeah, marketing is a huge part of it. One way of trying to survive, especially in the early days, is you don't have to be just a full-time artist. There's a few different models that you can use. So you want to have as much time as you can to do art. So having a full-time job is going to be difficult, but you could have a part-time job, or you could try freelancing. There's pros and cons with each, but each one can help to bring in a bit of money, which can take some of the pressure off the financial uncertainty. So part-time jobs, obviously advantage is you're going to get a regular paycheck. Disadvantage is you may have to commute to some place to do this job, and you probably have a fixed schedule, so you have to turn up at 9 a.m. and you have to stay until 5 p.m. or something. Whereas with freelancing, you'll have a lot more flexibility. You won't have to commute because it's usually work from home. And one problem though with freelancing is it's a lot less regular. So this week you may make money, next week you may make even more money, but then the next 2 weeks you may make nothing. You don't get that regular paycheck. But it does have the advantage of you don't have to travel, and you can work whenever, as long as you get the work done. It doesn't matter if you're doing it in the middle of the night or early in the morning. Freelancing is the route I chose. I tried to do some freelance writing. Now, when I say writing, I'm not talking about, writing novels or things like that. I'm talking about writing articles for some of the things I've written. I'm not going to name companies, but there was a company that fixes water damage to house foundations. Exciting topics like that. Or another company that made kitchen cabinets. So that's the sort of thing I was writing about. It's not exactly exciting, but it did make a bit of money. The problem with that approach was AI has kind of taken away a lot of that work, because companies can now pay a fraction of the cost and get something much, much quicker. The quality is debatable, but AI has taken away some work from people like me who used to do freelance writing, article writing. Okay, last little bit, try and squeeze this in before the video ends. Pros and cons of being a professional artist. So the biggest pro, of course, is it's a dream. It's not a job, it's a lifestyle, and it's a dream. And not many people have that opportunity in life to just try and earn a living, try and spend all of their time or much of their time doing something that they really love. So it is very special in that sense. And that, I think, is the main pro of why you would want to become a professional artist or a writer or musician or anything like that. So the negative side, well, the biggest con is probably the financial situation, the uncertainty, not knowing if you're going to make any money over the next few months. Last year I was doing just about okay. By that I mean just about covered bills and putting food on the table, but nothing else. So bare basics, well below the poverty line. This year though, things have gotten worse. The financial situation is much worse this year, so I have to try and figure out a way of solving that problem. And I say that's where, the stubbornness comes in, or the positivity, or whatever you can draw on to keep yourself going. So I'll be honest, I have thought about quitting the whole thing, even up to last week, but it's just I don't want to yet. I think there's still more I can do. maybe it's just blind optimism, but I just keep feeling that things will work out if I just keep trying. So anyway, just a few ideas about, this sort of lifestyle, becoming a full-time professional artist. It is an amazing thing to do, but it is not an easy thing to do. So if you're in a situation where you're thinking about quitting your job and becoming a full-time professional artist, I would advise looking at, part-time jobs, freelancing, something like that, maybe a combination of both. Try to get a situation where you have some money coming in so that you're taking off some of the pressure, and then using as much of your free time, extra time, to focus on building up your art career. And don't underestimate how much effort and how long it's going to take. We're not talking weeks or months. You're talking years upon years of hard work. It's like I said, even just a YouTube channel, 2 years at least is the average that it takes to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you want to get to 10,000 or 20,000 or 100,000, it's going to take even longer than that. It could take 10 years. So it's a long, slow process. It's not an instant satisfaction kind of thing. Anyway, I hope the video was of some general interest to somebody. It is definitely an adventure, and it's an interesting way of life. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching and listening, and hopefully see you in next week's video.